What's going on, YouTube family? This is your man Pristine, back with another video, back with another product review. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Plaud Note Pen. This is the world's most wearable AI voice recorder. Now, in an ever-changing world of technology and AI, right? AI is the big thing these days. I mostly review cell phones, and a lot of devices, when they are released, one of the main talking points, or selling points, if you will, is software and AI integration. How well can this device do AI things to simplify our lives, increase our workflow, increase our productivity? Some OEMs are much better at this than others. I won't say any names because we recently have seen some AI blunders of epic proportion, and I think that you guys know who I'm referring to. But I will spare you the company's name. But aside from AI integration that we find on our mobile devices, there are also standalone devices that offer AI technology and usability as well. Now, we also have seen on a standalone AI front some hits and misses. And not to, put down or call out, certain devices, but one device in particular that comes to mind is the Rabbit AI. This was a device that was released or unveiled at CES 2024, and there was a lot of hype around it. It generated a lot of buzz with the Kickstarter, and a lot of people backed it. It gained a bunch of money. And then when the product came out, it was a situation where the product was overhyped and completely underdelivered. And I want to say that there's a couple more standalone AI devices as well that did okay, but not really as well as they thought it was going to. Well, that leads us again to the Plaud Note Pen here. Now, the Note Pen here is a very, very portable AI voice recorder. Now, they do have the Plaud AI Note, which is a little device that you can get these and the Plaud AI Note on Amazon right now, and I'll drop the links for both of those in the description. The Note was a device that was about as small as a credit card, about as thin as small as a credit card, and it basically did the same thing as this, but wasn't nearly as portable. With this, this is extremely portable. I mean, you could, via magnets that come in the box, you can clip this to your shirt, just kind of like how my DJI microphone is clipped to my my sweat jacket here. There's an actual clip that you can clip it to your shirt or your collar. You can put it on a lanyard and wear it around your neck. You could also put it on a wrist strap and wear it on your wrist like a watch, which I find very convenient. I actually thought that the wrist strap came in the box, but I was sadly mistaken. And so I actually ordered the wrist strap on Amazon. It was just 20 bucks. It's actually in the process of being delivered as we speak. I just recently got the notification saying that it was out for delivery. So I find for me, that would just be the best way for me to wear the Plaud AI Note Pen. But the ways in which that, this is going to, simplify my life, and shout out to Plaud for reaching out to me and sending this to me. Because before that, I was completely oblivious. I would just focus on AI features that were on my phone, and that's that. So thank you, Plaud, for getting a hold of me, putting this on my radar, giving me the opportunity to, look it up, learn about it, and figure out, ways in which it can enrich my life. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are with the Plaud AI Note Pen. Okay, let's take a closer look here. This is, the presentation that you're going to get if you order this device. Links will be down below in the description. And just before I crack it out of the box, I'll just, talk a little bit about, some of the specs and things that, this thing offers. And then, we'll go ahead and get it out of the box, typical Pristine fashion type stuff. Now, like I said, you can get this on Amazon right now for $159, which is not bad considering everything that this thing does. There's a few different colors. There's black, there's gray, there's a purple colored one. And then I noticed that there's one called Cosmic Gray. And there's a bit of a price increase for that one. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but the Cosmic Gray one is $180. Okay, so for the black one, which is this one, there's a light gray and a purple, $159. Cosmic Gray 180. Okay, now Red Dot, which is a pretty reputable tech review agency, they gave the Plaud Note Pen AI voice recorder here winner in 2025, which is a major feat. Like that's no small thing. I mean, so this thing is really impacting a lot of people's lives in a positive manner. And I think it's great. Okay, so again, if I wasn't clear on what this is, the Plaud Note Pen is a wearable AI device that can be worn on a lanyard around your neck, on your wrist, via a wrist strap, or clipped to your shirt via a magnetic clip. Now, in case you're wondering, the Plaud intelligence is developed on leading AI models, including ChatGPT-5, Claude Sonnet 4, and Gemini 2.5, which is in beta right now, so I've read. Okay, it's an AI summarization tool via the app where you'll be able to summarize a lot of the stuff that you talk into the recorder itself. As I've mentioned before, it offers fast, reliable, and accurate transcriptions in 112 languages, generates summaries, mind maps, and to-do lists, enhancing productivity and streamlining workflow. Okay, that's the main purpose for this thing. Okay, it's a super compact, device weighing 0.59 ounces. I mean, this thing is very tiny. There's a 270 milliamp hour battery, 20 hours of continuous recording on a single charge. Okay, featuring AI recording enhancement and noise cancellation. As I mentioned too, comes with 64 gigs of internal storage. Okay. Now, as far as privacy is concerned, the Plaud Note prioritizes privacy with encrypted local data and cloud storage. That's exclusively yours, so no one can get into your information. Data is only processed with your authorization. Okay, now, if you're out in a public setting and you're gonna be recording, it's on you, the person who's wearing the pen, to notify people or ask for permission if they can be recorded. Because what this thing also has the capability of doing is, say if I'm recording a conversation that I'm having with someone else, it could recognize my voice, but then it also picks up on other voices. So it knows that if someone else is talking, that it's not me. But what they're saying is also going to be, translated, transcribed, and summarized as well. And so, just kind of like what we see with the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, for instance, if you're recording, there's a red light on that people can see. But you never want to record people without their consent. And so same thing applies if you're, recording a conversation that you're having with someone. You may want to let them know, hey, I got this little device here. I'm pressing record, just because this is going to help me summarize notes. I'll be able to go back. And not only, it doesn't just summarize the note, but it records what you tell it or conversations that you have. So you can go back and you can listen to your own things that you've told it before you summarize it, or after it's been summarized. You have the option to listen to it, read the summary, and there's a couple of other options as well that I'll show in the app. But yeah, you want to be diligent in that regard, not record people without their knowledge or their consent. That's not really okay. I mean, so from a security standpoint, there is a little bit of vulnerability in that particular regard, because somebody could be wearing one of these things on their shirt, around their neck. I mean, it's so small and lightweight. I mean, if you're wearing it around your neck on a lanyard, it's not like the lanyard is like super noticeable. It just looks just like any other, like something, a necklace or, a pendant or something that people would wear on their neck. And it's so small and compact to where it could easily be misconstrued as some type of jewelry piece. Someone could have it tucked in their shirt and be recording. So, not trying to put any negative ideas on anybody's mind, but, from a security standpoint, there are some vulnerabilities in that particular regard. I trust that a lot of people that are going to have this are people that are good, sane, moral, prudent people that wouldn't, use this tool to take advantage of people or gain, things that people have said that maybe people don't want out there for the purposes of leveraging or whatever, you know what I mean? But there are some sinister things that you could do with that. Do with this particular device. So just stating that, just, to be mindful. I mean, but this is for productivity. It's not for that, you see. But it is on us, the people who own these things, to where if we're going to use them, especially in a setting where we're going to be, recording conversations that we're having with others, to notify them that they're being recorded and see how they feel about it. All right. But from a security standpoint, this thing is completely encrypted. No one has access to it but you. And like I just mentioned, any type of processing that it does it with your consent and with your consent only. Okay, so from a security standpoint, in that regard, you are secure. Okay, now, aside from that, this thing, it comes with a paid subscription. Now, as a courtesy, there is a free version, and I know a lot of you are just like, oh, well, here's the kicker. I knew it was too good to be true, so it has to be some kind of money grab to some degree. But hold on a second. Before you jump to that conclusion, hear me out, okay? Because the prices for the plans are extremely reasonable. And again, these are things that people are going to be able to take full advantage of, and they're going to help you in a ton of ways. And I actually think that what they're charging for the plans are not really that bad. And I think that, if you're going to be one of those persons to take full advantage of everything that this thing does, then paying these little premiums that they're charging is nothing. It's nothing. Okay, so the free service out of the box, all Plaud users will enjoy a complimentary 300 transcription minute per month and Find My if you're using an iPhone. So yes, you could pair this thing up with your iPhone. If you lose it, it has the Find My option to where you could track this thing via your iPhone. But that's an iOS feature only, not on Android. Okay, I don't know if that feature is coming for Android later on down the line, but as of right now, that only feature is only being offered on iPhones. Okay, so just want to put that out there. Now, you could upgrade. There's 3 different plans, and so you've got the free plan where you've got 300 minutes of transcription per month, and that's going to recycle every month, just kind of like back in the day, when we had cell phone plans and you only had a certain amount of minutes per month or whatever, and then it would restart at the beginning of every month. Same type of concept here with this. Okay, now if 300 minutes of transcription minutes isn't enough for you, then you can upgrade to the Pro plan. Okay, the Pro plan is $8.33 a month, and what you're getting is 1,200 minutes per month. So 1,200 minutes per month for $8.33 per month. Okay, if that's not enough, you can upgrade to the unlimited plan, which is $19.99 per month, and you have unlimited transcription minutes per month. Okay, so those prices aren't bad, compared to a lot of the time and things that this thing is going to save you. I mean, I don't think that that's that bad at all. Now, the only differences between these plans is the minute differences. Okay, so even the free one, I mean, if 300 minutes per month works for you, then you could just enjoy that free of charge per month. And there's a whole list of other features that these plans also have. But the only difference in these plans is the transcription minutes. Okay, you got the free one, you got 1,200 minutes for $8.33 per month, or you got unlimited minutes per month for $19.99 per month. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this thing out of the box. And so as far as the presentation, you see here, Plaud No Pen, the world's most wearable AI voice recorder. To the right, Plaud, nothing at the top, Plaud on the left. To the back, you've just got, serial numbers, all that type of stuff, Bluetooth, Apple Find My, as I just not too long ago got done talking about. This has that feature. And we'll go ahead and get this thing out of the box here. Okay, so when you crack it out of the box, this is what you're going to be greeted with. Now here, ladies and gentlemen, is the device itself. Okay, see how small this is? I mean, this is my Nikon Z30 camera that I'm recording with, and this is the clip, the cap for the lens. This thing is barely even, it's not even bigger than the cap for my camera lens. I mean, this thing is very, very tiny, okay? To the right of it, this is our magnet. Okay, so you would put this underneath your shirt, and then you would put this up to it through your shirt, and it just clips on through your shirt. So this is what's going to hold it onto your shirt. Okay, so that's one option on how to wear it. All right, but then if we go down here, we have the Type-C to Type-C braided charging cable. We have a clip. Okay, so this is a magnetic clip, and see that? So this is a way in which you can clip it to your shirt, clip it to a hat, you know, clip it to your collar, you know, if that's what you want to do. So it snaps on magnetically, and now you can clip it on whatever you need to clip it on in order for it to stay. Okay, now here, ladies and gentlemen, this is the charging dock. Okay. And I know that a lot of, you know, some people, I watched a couple of reviews, and some people, you know, weren't really too fond of this or weren't really feeling this, because in order to charge the device, I mean, you have to make sure that this is with it. And so some people are just like, hey, you know, it's a separate little thing that you have to bring. It's small. You could easily lose it, you know, and I understand that. But in order to charge your Plaud AI Note Pen, you see, you got the prongs right there. You line it up with those right there, and it just snaps in there magnetically. And then you plug in your Type-C port, and that's how you charge the device. Me, that's not really a big deal. You know, it's not a big deal to me. I mean, yeah. That's all I'll say about that. You know, to each their own. But for what this thing does, the way you charge it, it's not really a big deal to me. Now, we've got our quick start guide here. We've got our Plaud Note Pen safety and warranty guide. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is everything that we have in the box. Underneath the lid, you've just got a little bit of instruction on how to wear this thing. Magnetic pin. It's showing you how you can clip it to a shirt. And then it's giving you some information on the clip as well, which I just demonstrated with these right here. So very simple as far as getting it clipped onto a shirt or something like that. Not a problem at all whatsoever. So what I'll do here is I will get my phone here set up, and let me see. Lean this back a little bit just so that you guys can see. Make sure my camera's at a good angle. Okay. And please unlock for me, Mr. iPhone Air. Oh, stop that. All right, I'm gonna put in my code. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to go into the Plaud app. All right. Set the charger there and set these magnetic pieces over here. All right, so we go into the app. Okay, welcome back, Pristine Tech. Appreciate that. Unlock Plaud, recognizes my face, and it's gonna go into it. Okay. So let's see. I want to demonstrate this thing. So at the top of the device, this is where you see the little device icon right here. You click on that, and it's going to give you general information about your Note Pen. All right, so this was mine. I paired it up last night. Name, Plaud Note Pen, battery level, medium. You can click on that, and it'll tell you charge required less than an hour, low, less than 3 hours, medium, about 3 to 10 hours, high, about 10 to 15 hours, and then full 15 to 20 hours of recording. So you see, this thing can last a very long time depending on how long you're using it. Now, one bit of information that I didn't get or wasn't clear on is how long it actually takes to get this thing up to full charge. Now, I can't imagine it would take that long because the battery is only 270 milliamps. So I can't imagine it would take that long to charge up, but just, you know, a little nugget of information that, you know, would have been helpful. But it's not a deal breaker or anything like that. I mean, especially for how long this thing charges up and the amount of time that you could use it consecutively before having to charge it up again. Okay. Serial number firmware update, which there was one. I updated it last night. You see there, it says up to date. Your Plaud note pen is fully updated, so we're good to go there. Okay, transfer to Plaud, transfer to app, sync to cloud when charging. And then you got advanced recording, microphone gain, so you can change the microphone gain. By default, it's at 24 decibels. Okay, suitable for louder environments. Over to the left, and then more so to the right in the red, suitable for quieter environments. Microphone gain, adjust the sensitivity of the microphone by amplifying incoming audio signals. Higher gain captures quieter sounds, while lower gain reduces sensitivity and helps avoid distortion in loud environments. Okay, so that, ladies and gentlemen, is microphone gain. Now, again, privacy and security, we have Find My. I have that feature turned off, and it's off by default. Just because I just am not one to typically lose my devices. You know, things happen, but you know, I'm pretty careful with how I manage my things, and I don't lose or misplace them. And then here, disconnect or remove device. Okay. So this is just going to give you some general information about your Note Pen. You click on the little icon there. It just tells you how, you know, which is your settings, how many days you've been connected, how many files there are, how many hours I've recorded, profile, preferences, about Plaud. Now let's go to preferences. Okay, so this is where you can choose, you know, the English that you want to transcribe in. Again, there's 112 different languages that this thing can transcribe in, but we've got transcript and summary, transcription language. So I will click on that, and you see there are tons of languages. I'd be highly surprised if your language wasn't here. Obviously, I speak English, so I hit English US. Okay. Oh, excuse me. All right, we've got custom vocabulary. That's off, but it says AI prioritizes terminology from your selected field in custom terms to improve transcription accuracy. Okay, enable custom vocabulary. That's off by default. Again, as I mentioned, industry and vocabulary, industry not selected. But when you first start this thing up, it'll ask you like, okay, you know, what are you using it for? You know, what type of profession are you in? You know, what do you do? And so I don't know if based on what you choose, if it will kind of optimize it, you know, to, yeah, I really don't know why it asked that. But it's not like it asks you a whole list of of questions. It just asks you things about, you know, what it's going to be used for and what profession you're in. And that's about it. But under industry, you got information technology and engineering, energy and environment, finance and law, education and research, public service, healthcare and wellness, which is what I clicked on because I'm an anesthesia technologist, creative and media, architecture and real estate, human resources and administration, retail and consumer, tourism and logistics. That's under industry. Okay. Vocabulary, add custom terms to improve transcription accuracy. And so I don't know if you're talking in slang or, you know, using ebonics or just whatever, you know, I guess you could train the AI to, you know, recognize what you're trying to say while you're trying to say it if it's not being pronounced or enunciated properly. Yeah, I guess this is what this is for. That's my assumption. Okay. Let's see, we've got notifications, message and notifications. So that's turned on. Receive notifications about events and promotional offers from Plaud. Yeah, I don't mind that. Security and app lock. App lock is on. Use Face ID, Touch ID on your device's your device's passcode to unlock Plaud. Okay. So yeah, so just a quick little like demonstration. So last night my son came into the room and he's like, "Hey Dad, what's that?" You know, I was messing around with it. And you know, not to tug at anybody's heartstrings, but you know, my oldest son, you know, I've got 3 kids, 2 daughters, 1 son. My son, he's 21 years old. Isaiah was 27 weeks gestation when he was delivered via C-section. He was 14 ounces, 9.3 inches. Smallest baby that I believe still to this day that the hospital that delivered him had that actually survived. So he's a miracle. And for whatever reason, there were infarcts in the placenta, which is dead tissue, which his nutrient supply was cut off. And so at 20 weeks, we had an ultrasound to find out the sex, and he appeared to be normal. 7 weeks later, his mom had some kind of weird intuition that something was wrong. She went in, got checked out, got another ultrasound, and found that he was the same size at 27 weeks that he was at 20 weeks. And so at that point, they were like, we got to pull him. He's breached. The umbilical cord's wrapped around his neck. He's not going to survive if we don't pull him, and we got to pull him now. So they did the C-section. They pulled him out. You know, he just was like a little fetus. You know, and they said he only had like a 5% chance at life. They said if he lived a week, that his chances of living and surviving go up to 80%. And so crazy thing is, the hospital where this was happening was the hospital that I was working. And I worked in the morgue at that time as an autopsy technician, and I handled all of the fetal demises and stuff like that. And so every time there was a fetal demise, unfortunately, they would call me, and I was responsible for getting the remains and packaging them up and, you know, sending them off to, you know, the funeral homes that they had selected. Or if it was going to be autopsied, packaging it up and preparing it for autopsy and sending it over to Children's Hospital where they did all the fetal autopsies. And so every phone call that I got from that department, I was on edge because I thought that it was my kid. He went into cardiac arrest 4 times. He had to be resuscitated 4 times. He just stopped breathing, heart stopped beating for whatever reason. And here he is 21 years later. Fully healthy, no problems at all whatsoever. He's still a little small, you know, but, you know, I'm not the biggest guy, and neither is his mother. So we don't anticipate him being, you know, super tall or anything. And so I set this to the Plaud AI, and this is what it generated. Case summary, extreme prematurity, and NICU survival. Isaiah Lacey. That's my son's name, Isaiah Lacey. Profile and birth details. Look at how this is summarized. Okay. Individual Isaiah Lacey, age 21, born in 2004. Birth circumstances: prematurity by 3.5 months, 3.5 months. Gestational age at birth, approximately 27 weeks. Birth measurements reported 27 inches. Or, well, that's a blunder right there. I think I may have misspoken because he was 14 inches. Weight 9.3 ounces, noted as barely even a pound. Survival significance, considered possibly the smallest surviving baby at Valley Medical Center and Swedish Medical Center, which are 2 major hospital institutions in the Seattle, Washington area. Okay, initial prognosis, 5% chance at survival at birth. Survival likelihood projected to increase to 80% after living 1 week. Early medical course and hospitalization. Critical events: experienced cardiac arrest 4 times, heart stopped, cessation of independent breathing, required life-saving resuscitation measures on each occasion. Hospitalization duration 4.5 months. Location: Swedish Medical Center, Washington. Care setting: NICU, placed in an incubator, which he was in for like 4 months, that we got to see his development, which was crazy. Because what, you know, how babies form intrauterine was, we got to watch. So it was a pretty amazing time, you know, to see that development. Parental presence: mother and father lived at the NICU during hospitalization, which we did. You know, I worked there, and so after hours, I was always up there in the NICU. I basically didn't leave the place. Consideration for public role: short-term candidate for March of Dimes, which they wanted him to be the ambassador of March of Dimes at the time. Organization supporting families of extreme prematurity infants. Medical cause and pregnancy details: suspected cause of growth restriction, placental infarcts, dead tissue in the placenta, effect complete cutoff of nutrition supply at the fetus. I mean, this is, if I wanted to present this like that, this is insane. Now, you know, are there other devices that can do stuff like this? Can ChatGPT do stuff like this? Yes. But what I'm saying is, a standalone device like this that you can wear around and talk into it at your leisure. And then whenever you've got a moment, just go to your phone, pull up the recording, generate a summary, and boom, this is what it comes. And this is just the summary. So you click on keynotes. Okay, the keynotes: testimony, emergency C-section, and miracle survival. Life and death decisions, against the odds of survival, outcome and gratitude. And then here's the mind map. Okay. So when you click on that, the mind map: conversation gems, life and death decisions, against the odds of survival, outcome, and gratitude. Okay, speaker 1, they decided to do an emergency C-section at the time because if they didn't, he was going to die, which that's how AI, summarized it, which is true, right? Speaker 1, so when he was born, he was given a 5% chance at life. I mean, this is crazy. The way that it just summarized, just the whole situation. Like it's amazing. Just kind of thinking about it and just kind of reliving that, and then we've got quantitative data, which case study, neonatal extreme prematurity survival, Isaiah Lacey, quantitative narrative. Key evidence, extreme prematurity and growth failure triggered urgent intervention and set a perilous starting point. And then here's all some, just some of the things that I described, but just in a more, put together format. Despite repeated life-threatening events, survival odds improved sharply after early stabilization and intensive care. I mean, this is crazy. Just how it was able to generate and summarize in this, in like these templates. You could for each recording, there's a template that you could choose, and it will present in that particular template. So, I mean, yeah. And so, like I said, when I say that this is going to standardize this process for me to where a lot of this information, like these are the notes that I took just for this device. Look at this page. It's filled with stuff, right? And sometimes it takes a little bit of time just to make sure that I'm getting all the information correct. Now, with this, I don't have to write down anything anymore. I can just talk into this thing and have it summarize everything that I needed to summarize. Now, let's do a brief demonstration, okay? So what you do is you hold down on the middle and you're gonna feel a vibration. The red dot is on, which indicates that it's recording. Okay, so as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the new Plaud AI Note Pen. This is a very, very amazing, compact, portable, wearable AI pen that summarizes your thoughts, constructs to-do list, grocery list, note-taking, and what have you. It offers plenty of functionality to simplify your workflow, simplify and help you manage to-do list and things of that nature, all without having to pull your phone out of your pocket. And it's super convenient. Okay. So now I'm going to hold down on the middle of it again. Okay. It beeps twice, or it vibrates twice, right? There's some haptic feedback there. Here it is right here. Okay. So I click on it. And if I want to listen to it, I can just hit play. The red dot is on, which indicates that it's recording. Okay, so as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the new Plaud AI Note Pen. This is a very, very amazing, compact, portable, wearable AI pen that summarizes your thoughts, constructs to-do list, grocery list, note-taking, and what have you. Okay, now, here it says ready to generate. Okay, transcript will appear here after the generation. So I just click on generate, and then it says auto generation or custom generation. Plaud AI generates the best transcripts and summaries for you. No setup needed. Okay, so that's usually what it chooses by default, but you can hit custom generation, and I believe you could select, how you want it to generate it or what have you. Okay, so I hit generate now. It says this may take a few minutes and will continue if you leave this page. Okay, but no need to do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so it actually just popped up, and as you can see here, okay, we've got the summary, product overview, Plaud AI Note Pen. Now, I know that some people in certain videos that I watched, they kind of knocked it because they did something similar and it misspelled Plaud. Now, if you've never seen a Plaud product to know how they would spell it, I probably would spell it the same way, right? I probably wouldn't think Plaud, you know, Plaud. So the fact that, you know, it's spelled what it heard. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really, you know, knock the AI. You know, there were some reviewers that kind of, they were not necessarily questioning how smart it was, because I mean, it's accurate. Like, it got everything on point, but it just misspelled Plaud, which I'm like, come on. You know, why the company decided to spell Plaud the way they did, who knows? You know, but I mean, if I had to spell Plaud, this is how I would spell it, unless I knew that it was spelled differently. All right, so that's small potatoes. Okay, Plaud AI Note Pen product overview. Core features: thought summarization. The pen can summarize a user's thoughts. List creation. It automatically creates various lists, including to-do and grocery list. Note-taking. Works as a note-taking device. Workflow simplification. Designed to streamline workflows and assist with task management. Key attributes. Form factor. A compact, portable, wearable AI pen. Primary benefit: enables task execution without needing to take a phone out of pocket. Operation. Operated by holding down the middle of the pen. Okay, next arrangements. Summarize thoughts of using the pen. Create a to-do list or a grocery, create a to-do list and a grocery list. Use the device for note-taking. Operate the pen by holding down the middle button. Okay, then here's the mind map. And then more from Plaud AI. And I guess these are some questions. How does the pen's design enhance user convenience? What underlying assumption about current workflow challenges does the pen aim to solve? How does the Plaud AI Note Pen interact with existing personal or professional workflows? Okay, so that's just a summary. Then we can click on Voice Note and Plaud AI Note Pen wearable note taking, to-do and grocery list workflow simplification. Okay. And then meeting highlights, right? So if this is being presented in a meeting, you know, meeting, dedicated AI device value and user experience, dedicated device value, core user experience, mind map. Did you guys get the gist here? So yeah, that's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Plaud AI Note Pen. I hope that was, you know, enough of a demonstration to give you guys a clear-cut idea of what this thing does and what ways could this thing enrich your life. In what ways could it increase your workflow? Let me know down below in the comments. Link is in the description if this is something that you want to pick up. Like I said, you can pick this up on Amazon right now for $159. Now, also be mindful as well that, you know, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is fast approaching. Between November 20th through December 1st, there's a 20% discount on the AI Note Pen by Plaud going on starting on the 20th of November. So be mindful of that because you could save. And I don't know about you, but I'm the type of person to where, hey, I work very hard for my money and I like to keep as much of it in my pocket as I possibly can. So, you know, if you're looking to grab one of these right now, might want to hold off, 20% off, save a few pennies. Okay? I'm all about that life and you should be too, because I know you work hard for yours as well. Not trying to tell you how to spend your hard-earned money. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, especially in today's economy, yeah, we all can save wherever we need to, wherever we can save, we should be trying to do that. So take advantage, 20% off between November 20th through November 1st, Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on the Plaud AI Note Pen. That's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. Again, salute and shout out to Plaud for sending this out to me, giving me the opportunity to learn about it, review it, again, figure out the ways in which it can enrich my life. I find this to be very useful to a multitude of people. If you ask me, Pristine, who is this thing for? I would say it's for anybody that is tired of jotting down a bunch of notes. You could use it for a to-do list around the house. You can use it for grocery list. I'm going to use it to help me with my channel, you know, as I stated earlier in the video. I could use it at work. I'm going to refer this thing to a lot of the physicians that I work with because I know a lot of times they're not in a position to do charting. And, sometimes they're like, man, I got to chart this. Oh, I don't want to forget this. I don't want to forget that. And that's pretty critical. A physician or an anesthesiologist, which are the doctors that I work with mainly, having something like this, oh man, that you're talking about a lifesaver. If you're a college student, you attend class, seminars, all that type of thing, and you jot down a bunch of notes, this could save you from writer's cramp, for all the notes and things that you have to jot down. If you're a professor, if you put on these, these lectures, or if you're, a businessman or a woman to some degree, and, you host a lot of meetings, or you're involved in a bunch of meetings, and, pertinent information that's said in those meetings you have to recall or have to be remembered. This is going to be perfect for you. Perfect. Perfect. So that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen, for the Plaud Note Pen. If you like this video, you already know, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of videos that I've done like this one. Hit that notification bell so that every time my videos drop, you'll get notified. And you, yes, you, and you too, can be one of the first to check out the content and get down in the comment section, which is where I'm always chilling at. Hit me with any questions, comments, feedback of any kind. All I ask is that we keep it nice and respectful in the comments, and let's politic about tech respectfully. That's all I ask. Simple. Cost you nothing. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Simple. Cost you nothing. It's free. Do it to support your man Pristine so I can continue making content like this. And you guys already know, please stay safe, get spiritually fit if you haven't already. Keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.